what our grit and our resilience can no longer hold turns into these cracks, and that feels like failure to us, which is a whole nother layer of something else that we're carrying. But the truth is it's not failure. It's a signal. It's a signal that your soul is tired. It's a signal that your mind, your body, and your spirit has had enough, or something has to shift. And it doesn't matter what's happening externally, something has to shift at your hands. Have you ever felt like you're doing everything right that is in your power to do, but no matter what, the world is just melting around you and your body is starting to feel it? That's what experts are now calling quiet cracking. And in today's very unpredictable market, many ambitious women are doing just that. They are at their breaking point and cannot go any further. In this video, I'm going to coach you through what quiet cracking is, how it's affecting you, but most importantly, 3 strategies to get out of survival mode and into thriving with your mind and your body still intact. Welcome back to the Upwardly Paved Path, where I coach professionals on how to rise, lead, and thrive without losing themselves in the process. Today, we are talking about this new phenomenon, this new word, because there's new words like every week at this point, called quiet cracking. And I'm going to be leading you through how to get your mind and yourself back, how to get over the crack, essentially. First, a quick definition. What is quiet cracking? Quiet cracking is what happens when all of the pressure, all of the hustle, and its constant uncertainty starts to take a toll on your mind and your body to the point where you can't ignore it anymore. You can't toxic positivity your way out of it. It is past just giving yourself a pep talk. It's when you can't see the light at the end of the tunnel and everything internally and externally starts to break down. Your nervous system is on overload. You are still physically showing up to do the work, but inside you're exhausted, you are worn out, and you really don't have capacity to give anything back to yourself or to anybody else. Now, just to give you a bit of a differentiation between the other terms, unlike quiet quitting, where you are intentionally pulling back, where you're just going to do just enough to not get fired, or unlike quiet firing, which is about being pushed out beyond your control, quiet quitting is an internal thing that despite your best efforts or, how well you might want things to go, but the stress is causing a fracture. Why now? Why is there a rise in quiet quitting in today's workplace and job market? It's not that we haven't quietly cracked before, but just the fact that they have to name it something lets you know that it's kind of an epidemic. There's a rise in this energy and this behavior that's happening. Well, as you know, and probably have seen everywhere on the YouTubes and everywhere else, is that the job market is very unpredictable. Our political climate is divisive and unpredictable. There are layoffs everywhere. There's a lot of uncertainty. Like I've said before in previous videos, it's no longer an employee's market anymore. We are no longer in the Great Resignation. We have made a hard swing into it back being to an employer's market. We are still in this battle of remote work versus returning to work and the resistance going on with that. If I could be completely honest, that was a catalyst for me to go into entrepreneurship, is this very harsh and return back to work. And it just didn't fit me anymore, as I was like in my stride, also as an introvert and as a highly autonomous person who was able to really maximize my time without the commute. That was the catalyst for me. So that is still simmering in the air. All of this just created a bomb of constant instability, again, with no end in sight. For my boss babes and my very ambitious women, it's the combination of trying to prove your worth so that you aren't laid off and on the chopping block, but also trying to protect your well-being. So that proving and protecting, the balance of that, after a while, it creates cracks. No matter how strong and long your cape is that you put on every day, it's not sustainable to be on opposite ends of the spectrum and keep running with the same energy. Despite your best efforts and your very well laid out plans, this creates anxiety to keep running like this. And then you get disconnected from your work. And sadly, we get disconnected from ourselves, our passions, our bliss, our future. All of that just becomes a distant memory. Quiet cracking has hit ambitious women way harder than some of the other folks. And it's because we're used to pushing through. We're used to just letting it roll off our backs and they keep running full steam ahead. We pride ourselves on being resilient, right? That we can get up, dust ourselves off, and keep running, even when our hair's on fire. We are the folks that you can count on no matter what. Even when the world is melting, when there's an earthquake right under our feet. But us, oh no, we're the ones that are going to show up, be on time, and be seen as an integral part to a team, to a partnership. It's us. You can count on us. But after a while, what our grit and our resilience can no longer hold turns into these cracks. And that feels like failure to us, which is a whole nother layer of something else that we're carrying. But the truth is, it's not failure. It's a signal. It's a signal that your soul is tired. It's a signal that your mind, your body, and your spirit has had enough, or something has to shift. And it doesn't matter what's happening externally. Something has to shift at your hands. So let's get you started to get out of this cycle of survival mode and back to thriving, which that's your normal gauge anyway. First things first, we have to acknowledge the cracks. That's the hardest part for us because we are super women, right? We feel like we can do anything. And you can when you are whole and healthy. Don't ignore the warning signs that your mind and your body, your nervous system is starting to shut down. You got to let that out in a healthy way, of course. So whether you're journaling it or you're talking to a good gal pal or you have a coach, somebody that is accountable and walking along with you to repeat back to you things that are in your subconscious that you don't even realize you're saying, you need that. The first step to heal is to name what you feel. Once you can name it, then strategy, you can start walking out of it. But if you don't even know it's ambiguous, it's going to stay ambiguous and keep you planted in ambiguity and the uncertainty, the same thing that will crack you so hard that you can have a nervous breakdown. And I've had one of those. I will discuss that in another video. But for now, I need you to name the feeling. Be honest with it. It's not going to destroy you. You already have this internal armor that can sustain this. Secondly, you need to redefine stability. A lot of us get our sense of stability and security with things that are external. We have a good job. We make a certain amount of money. We know who our key players are, who we can turn to for certain things. The truth is, all of that stuff is up for grabs. All of it can be gone or disrupted in a minute. So you have to be the anchor for your own stability. This means you need to get regrounded in you. So that's creating better habits, daily habits, routines that don't suffocate you, but that allow you to lay an unshakable foundation when everything else is unstable. If you haven't already, the Boss Babe and Bliss nighttime box is a great way for you to do that because we're creating nighttime routines and planning out your sleep schedule, how you want to feel when you wake up. That's a good start. This also helps you to be more confident and strategic in what you're saying no to, which is going to be very important for your healing and for your bounce back in this season. And the last thing to heal your quiet crack is that you've got to pour into and invest in yourself for today, but also for your future. What is it that you need? What does your body need? What does your mind need? And what is future, more blissful, more peaceful you going to need today to get to that point? Use this season to upskill, to refine your network, and invest in opportunities that truly reflect your values. But if you don't know your values, let's start there so that you can start making choices that are very authentic. Your wake up call to the best you. That quiet cracking does not have to end in a total break. It can be your stepping stone to realign, to rise higher, and to shake off the shackles that you didn't realize were holding you back. This is an opportunity to take this season and turn it into a pressurized mess, into your biggest breakthrough. So if that's you, just agree with me in the comments and put down, I am not cracking, as a declaration to yourself that you will get through this and that you will create your own light at the end of the tunnel. If this video spoke to you, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, and share it with other ambitious women who you know are not taking care of themselves on the inside as a little poke to prioritize their needs.